Hello everyone, hope you are well. We had a lovely walk towards Pamplona, and Pamplona itself is a lovely busy city. Stayed there during the night and they had a little mini festival there. Sadly I didn't see it, but now I've left Pamplona, so I set off Pamplona in the morning at 6:30 in the morning, and it was a pleasant walk throughout the town, throughout the city for the first 4 or 5 kilometres. But sadly, my phone had a problem with its memory, so I was unable to take any pictures on the route. But for me, it was sad because it was my fastest route today. I did it from Pamplona to Puente, la Reina, in around about 4 hours 15 minutes, and I was absolutely powering through. So what it is, you go up, it's a slight, well, it's more than slight, it's an incline. And then most of it after that is flat all the way down. So it's quite a nice place. In the evening, the weather, as you can see, was torrential rain, and it restricted what I could do about speaking in the evening, because I was planning to do my documentary from our roof terrace, but it was raining, so I couldn't do that either. So what I've done, I've tried to do something different today. Because although you'll be more interested in the route itself, I thought I'd provide you some information about the costs of what are going on each day and what we really need to achieve from a daily basis. So where we're looking at is, let's break it down. It's simple. What do you need? You need accommodation. You need food. You need liquid, and every now and again you need to have some sort of cleaning facilities. And I think they're the 4 most important things what you need. And then on top of that, obviously you have your additional things which are more treats rather than anything else. So depending on whether you go to a cafe or a restaurant or things like that, or maybe some knickknacks. But let's break it down for you. So I've been staying in the albergues. The albergues themselves have a good example. They are dormitories, but they are dormitories which have less rooms in them. So you may only really encounter 10 to 12 people maximum per room, but it does go down to 4 people per room. In comparison, if you were to have the municipal albergues or the hostels, you tend to have larger rooms, more people in the room, anything up to 20, or you're on a corridor where there's loads of you, that's broken down into separate rooms. So clearly the advantages are, if you wanted to go for the municipal ones or the hostels, I've heard people saying they've paid as little as €7 per night, and they tend to range between 7 and 13, 14 euros per night. The disadvantages are, you have lots of people, you tend to have limited facilities, and when you have more people trying to use limited facilities, you don't always get the option to do what you want to do on a daily basis with the cleaning, or you also might have to queue up for things like showers or loos and things like that. On the other side, at albergues, I've been staying at albergues. The cheapest I paid is €16, but I think they start around about 14 and they go to on average €20 per night. Slightly more expensive, but you can see the difference is, if you're saving money, the advantage you get. As an example, the one I'm staying in now has 4 people in it, and we have found a luxury one where it has an ensuite shower and it has an ensuite loo. So it's only 4 people in a room, which has decent facilities and it's very quiet. So yes, you pay more money, but you've got to consider what you get from it. Then what you have in accommodation, what you need, your washing facilities. So in reality, you don't need to clean every single day. I've been cleaning maybe every 3 or 4 days, and that gives me sufficient to go through the week. But either the laundry service, the lavanderia, and it's €4 normally for the washing service, and then it's on top of that another €3 for the drying service. So you look at about €7 per time, and it makes a bit of a difference. Where, obviously, if you were in another place, if you wanted to save money, you can elect to do wash your laundry by hand. The normal facilities in every single place I've been to, and people are electing to wash it. And this time of year where it's extremely hot, and they don't need to spin it in a drying cycle because they place it outside because the weather's so hot it dries quite quickly anyway. So there you go, you've got that sort of two quick things there. Let's look at food. Some people are electing to have the albergue food. The food in itself is, you tend to find that quite often they offer breakfast within the price, but you have to pay for the evening meal. The evening meals, I paid one for the €17 the other day, and it includes bread, water, wine, and a 3-course meal as well. But on average, it's around between 12 and 18 euros per meal. Well, on the countryside, obviously like anything, I've seen many people, they have, in many of these places, you do have a kitchen, you do have some sort of service which allows you to prepare your food. But most people just generally, I've seen people preparing sandwiches for their lunch, their almuerzo, and they're buying it from the supermarket. So yes, you're looking at, what do you buy on a daily basis, or do you buy, as example, a loaf of bread for the whole week? And you can imagine the supermarket prices are very extremely cheap. And so you look about it, so obviously depending on your budget, I've not been making the budget the big thing for me because I didn't want to sacrifice things to enjoy. I didn't want to feel this pressure on me each day. The only pressure I have generally each day is obviously as when we're going from place to place, do you book in advance or do you book from day to day? I've been booking day to day and it's been successful. We found that we haven't struggled, although being said, I'm going to Los Arcos in a couple of days' time, and we've been informed that there's a big festival there, so we've got to consider that as an option if we're having to get places. So, and then we go on to another form of food is in Spain you have a thing called a Menú del Días, which is provided food which was instigated many years ago by the former dictator Franco, but he did say that everyone must have access to a full meal every single day. You can get a decent Menú del Días for around about €13. Same again, it does include wine, water, bread and 3 courses. But likewise, same again, it's, if you want to save money you can. You'll see as we're going through this video, you'll see the differences and what you can save, where you can't save. And then I suppose then we come to sort of like potentially a luxury item. It's not everyone's sort of thing, but alcohol. Yes, we've just mentioned you can get alcohol free with the Menú del Días, or you can buy drinks. I'm finding on average, call it a large beer, is around about €3.50 to €4, and that's quite a nice one. I have seen people buying cans from their vending machines in their room, not in the rooms, in their hotels, and they're around about €1.50 to €2 per can. So, there's a difference there. Do you want the atmosphere of sitting in a restaurant or sitting in a bar and enjoying it, or do you want to buy yourself a can and go and sit out in the street, I don't know, quite in the park or something? And all these things do mount up. I think in reality, my expense per day is around about €50 a day, because I'm treating myself to a morning breakfast. I treat myself with a coffee and orange juice and croissant or something at breakfast. Then I'm always buying stop for a tortilla or coffee en route, and then I have a beer or two directly afterwards. And then obviously for an evening meal, you go for an evening meal. And another expense that I've mentioned in a previous video is what I called the golden ticket. The golden ticket for me was when I bought 25 kilograms worth of weight for my backpack. I was hoping to travel it around, but I realised I bought way too many things, the things that realistically I may not use all the time. But anyway, so I found this service. It's called the donkey service. The donkey service itself is basically people who have set up businesses where they take your luggage from your place that you're staying to the next place of thing, and it's €6 minimum per item. I've been using the same company all the time and they've been very good. €6 all the time, so I'm spending an additional €6 per day. And then that's it. And obviously it's up to you what you spend. Some people buy knickknacks, as I said. Things are cheap. If you want a memento of things, people buy bands, wristbands, all different types of things to make their holiday nice. But for me, obviously, it's clearly affordable. But look at what we're doing now. It's in the morning we set off, and then in the evening we tend to do things. I hang around with different people, and then I wake up in the morning and keep fit. So there you go, a simple breakdown of what to expect on the costs and how it could make it easy for yourself, and it's up to you to manage it. It is difficult to get into a routine, to realise that in fact you do need to book your hotel each day, you do need to find your places to stay and things like that, but it's same again, we all have individual needs, so I'm not going to comment on what you should be doing and what you shan't be doing, because every single person's got different routes, different ways of doing things, make it worth. So anyway, I hope this has been a little bit informative for you and you've enjoyed it slightly. So thank you very much. Don't forget, as usual, if you're interested, please subscribe and I'll be very appreciative of that. Thank you very much.